So when you go on a regional airplane, you will notice that it is very small. If it says operated by Delta Airlines, it's operated by Delta Airlines. Maybe if you're the #1 flight attendant at Delta Airlines. I applied for food stamps 4 times in my life. It's Mardi Gras. Okay, I'm done with that. Hey everyone, my name is Lindsay and I am a flight attendant, and today we are on episode 3 of Becoming a Flight Attendant series that I post every single Tuesday. Today we are talking about the pros and cons of being a flight attendant. Now whenever I tell someone that I'm a flight attendant, they always go, oh my gosh, that must be such an exciting job. That sounds awesome. I would love to be a flight attendant. I would love to travel the world, see all these people. Yeah, girl, you're gonna see Fargo and Bismarck for the first probably half of your career as a flight attendant, like I did. In today's video, we are talking about the pros and cons of being a flight attendant based off of the first year. I want to make sure that everyone understands that this video is based off of becoming a flight attendant and then your first year as a flight attendant, all the information that I'm giving to you. Disclaimer, once again, this is based off of your first year as being a flight attendant. So without further ado, we are going to get into the pros and cons of being a flight attendant. The first pro we are going to talk about is the benefits, or bennies as your airline employees like to call. We love the benefits that we get as being crew members or as airline employees. You know, the benefits are a really big part of why we become a flight attendant because A, we don't get paid a lot, B, we can have really rough days, and C, we just want to go see the world. So with that being said, as a domestic United States flight attendant, you do get free travel in the United States of America, but if you go to Canada, Mexico, or overseas, you do have to pay a small fee. Now usually this fee is just the taxes, so I can tell you that I went to Amsterdam from Houston for $80. Not bad. So the benefits outweigh pretty much all the other pros of being a flight attendant, but that's why I had to talk about this because everyone always says, oh my god, the benefits must be great, and they are, and this is literally why we do this job. We love the benefits. The second pro I am going to be talking about is waking up in a new city every day you are on a trip. So for me, I love this because I'm not in the same place all the time. I can literally not sit still for the life of me. Obviously you can tell I'm always like this, I'm like jazz hands, all this and that. I cannot sit still. I could not work in a cubicle from 9 to 5 every single day, Monday through Friday. I would literally explode with like my mind. Waking up in a new city can be a pro and a con, either way you look at it, but I think it's a pro because you're not in the same place all the time. The next pro I would say is your crew members. Now this can also be a pro or a con. You know, you don't get along with everybody, but every flight attendant that I have ever worked with has a different personality. And I didn't grow up in Minnesota, so my airline, my friends are just my airline friends. I don't have college friends in Minnesota. I don't have high school friends in Minnesota. I just have my airline friends, so I work with them and then I also hang out with them. And you know, we always talk about flight attendant stuff or other flying things when we are out, but I like it and that's my life, so why not have your crew members as your friends? The next pro we are going to be talking about is you do gain people and social skills. With being a flight attendant, you're around at least 100 to 300 people a day on an airplane, so you do need to talk to the people that you're working with and the passengers that you are serving. I know for me that when I became a flight attendant, I already had a lot of social skills because I'm a very outgoing person, but I'm also an introvert, if that makes sense. I'm an outgoing introvert. I like my own space, but once I get around people, you can't shut me up. Alright guys, so we are working on the cons now. The cons, there are a few cons, but not many, because being a flight attendant is awesome, let me just tell you. This is one that always comes up no matter what. It is the pay when you first start out. I get a lot of hate on this topic all the time when I ever talk about it. And I don't think people understand that you do get a pay raise as you progress into being a flight attendant, but your first year is super hard. There were some days that I ate peanuts, pretzels, and cookies off of the airplane. Like I would take the rest of the bag home and eat that for dinner. I literally just saw a Facebook status that I posted 6 years ago that that's what I was having for dinner. Because I was a first year flight attendant on reserve. It happens. You're not flying. You do get a minimum of 72 hours a month when you are a flight attendant on reserve. I mean, at most airlines, I think. It's hard. It really is hard. So if you think that you can live a glamorous lifestyle and do all this fun stuff and travel the world your first year, unless if you have a second income coming in to your life, it's not gonna happen. So what I did when I first started as a flight attendant, I was in a crash pad, and then I moved into a not so nice area, which the rent was cheap. I needed a place, I needed a roof over my head. That was the bottom line. And you know, over the years, I've learned how to save, and not everyone's way of living is normal when you're a flight attendant. Somebody else could live a completely different lifestyle than I do, and I'm not saying that I live a glamorous lifestyle at all, because I don't. It gets better after your first year of being a flight attendant. It just progressively gets better. So for everyone that hates on me for always saying this, I would appreciate it if it just stops, because everyone's financial background is different when they are a flight attendant, and I'm just telling you my perspective, so that's all I'm gonna say. The next con is not having holidays, birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, baby showers, baptisms, bridal showers, weekends off. Your first year as a flight attendant and then some, you're not going to hold Christmas off. I still can't hold Christmas off, and I've been with my airline for 5 years. I have a really quick story about this. My first year as a flight attendant, I had to work on Christmas. I had a 24-hour layover in New York City. I thought, oh yeah, my crew will go out to downtown. It's Christmas in New York. I'll get to see the Christmas tree. Like, how cool. Literally Christmas Day in New York. Who doesn't like imagine that, like, whatsoever? No, all of my crew was slam clickers, and I sat in bed with a huge thing of baked ziti crying because I was alone on Christmas, and I had never been alone the 21 years of my life on Christmas at that time. So it does suck your first year and then some as a flight attendant, but my next Christmas was great. I was with friends because I was in training with my current airline, but I'm telling you from personal experience, and anyone can tell you this, and you can look up the memes, you literally will be at an airline for 25 years and still not hold Christmas and Christmas Eve off. The next con is you are always tired. I came home from a trip yesterday at 2 p.m. and I slept until 7 p.m. I was exhausted, and it was only one leg. You get so tired. 1 hour in the air is equivalent of 3 hours working on the ground. It's a very tiring job. You are flying from one coast to the other coast, overseas, back, the jet lag. It's just, I'm just letting you know that I'm tired right now. Do you see these bags under my eyes? That's how you know I'm tired. Girl, you'll be tired. This next one, you want to talk freshman 15? How about we'll talk about flight attendant 30? You're gonna gain so much weight when you become a flight attendant because A, you're broke, so you eat airplane food, bottom line. And secondly, you're broke, so you're gonna eat the dollar menu off McDonald's, and you bloat. Like, I'm still bloated from yesterday's leg home. And that's why you need to drink a lot of water when you're in the air, not only to stay hydrated, but to be de-bloated. My first year as a flight attendant, I gained 20 pounds. It just went up from there. Try your hardest not to eat the airplane food. So that's why you need to bring your own food to work so you know what you're putting into your body. Pack your lunch. You'll also not only save a ton of money, but you'll be eating what you know is going into the food and into your body. But girl, let me tell you, 30 pounds later, and it's been a little rough. And the last con I'm gonna be talking about is relationships. Not only with a boyfriend or girlfriend, but with your family and friends. I am not friends with the friends I was before I became a flight attendant. We don't have anything in common anymore. Friends don't understand your schedule when you're trying to tell them, yeah, so I sat at home for 7 days, but I still got paid for it because I was on reserve. It's rough. It's rough with friends. Family, sorry mom. She still doesn't know when my schedule comes out. It's the 17th of every month, but you know, every day I'll get a text. Did you get your schedule yet? Nothing against my mom. Relationships with your parents, with your other family members, because you can't go to their birthdays or their anniversaries or their baby showers or their baptisms. and you lose relationships. You just lose relationships. Now, relationships with a boyfriend or girlfriend is a little different. If you become a flight attendant while you're in a relationship with someone, it may work out for you because they're going through the process with you. But if you meet somebody while you're a flight attendant, it might be a little hard for them to understand that you're going to be gone for 2 to 5 days at a time and only have 2 to 4 days off at a time in between each trip or in between each time you're working. It's a little hard. I'm fortunate enough to be dating somebody that is in the airline industry and understands what I go through on a daily basis. So it's been very convenient for me and I would not change it for the world. But you know, it still has its up and downs. Like, we'll have opposite schedules and then I won't see him for a month, and it's hard. It's really hard because he's flying when I'm not and I'm flying when he's not. So sometimes it doesn't work, but we make it work. You're the only one that's gonna make it work. No one else around you is gonna make it work. You have to do all of the work. How many times can I say work in 5 seconds? Anyway, I hope this gave you a little bit more of a perspective of what the flight attendant life is about, the pros versus the cons. And like I said, the pros do outweigh the cons, which is fabulous. So make sure you give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell so you are notified every time that I post a new video. I will see you guys later, and don't forget, happy Mardi Gras! Okay, bye.